Gabriel Ni Obodai Atopra Atunam Togo Ashon, coming your way with yet another edition of Community Watch here on Metro TV. Today, we are coming your way from Otojor electoral area within the Ablekuma West Municipality, better still, Ablekuma West constituency. We are here to engage residents of the community, and the popular name for the larger community is Dansoman. So let's get to the community members. They have a major challenge with their drainage system and how it is affecting their livelihood. Come along as we engage them here on Metro TV. Later in today's edition, we shall interact with the Municipal Chief Executive of the Ablekuma West Municipality. And you have a number of them here. Others are joining, so that would tell you how much this situation really affects them. Welcome to Metro TV, Mr. AEC. You messaged and invited us recently. What prompted this decision?
Yes, we have a problem here with the drainage system. The entire Dansoman area, right from Dansoman roundabout, they have channeled all the drainage systems towards our place here. Now there's a lagoon down there called Sakumo Lagoon. The gutters that they have done is supposed to go down into the stream. But what they have done is that they've truncated the gutter on this street, that is the Sogom Street. And the rest of this place gets flooded when the rain falls. So the place itself, when the water comes all the way from the roundabout and that of South Odoko, they come in, gush through this whole big gutter here, and then it floods into people's residence. We've spoken severally to the MCE about it. His complaint is that the place is a Ramsar site. But equally we spoke to Vanderpoy. We've been here.
Vanderpoy is the former Accra mayor.
Yeah, and he has demarcated the entire place. We have Conker Street, we have gotten the, what do we call it, Karenov Link, and then Fonton Street. So the place is well demarcated. People are paying property rates. So we don't understand why we should be neglected. The fact is that if the waters come around, it goes into people's houses, causing a lot of problems. It gets into their houses, destroy properties, and then people, the place gets filthy. You can imagine all the volumes of water coming from the entire Dansoman channel all over here. I believe it's not supposed to be truncated here. It's supposed to go down to the stream. That is called Sakumo Lagoon, so that it will flow directly into the sea. That is how nature did it. That there's a link there from the Malam Junction there that goes all the way through to Kuliglife to the sea. But they have neglected the place.
It's a challenge which I could clearly see. We shall also move on to know and understand how it really affects you. But right from here, I could see a challenge I want to draw your attention to. I could see two-story buildings. I don't know if it's two or one, but I could see the roof from here. That it's on this waterway. The space here is more than how it is downstream. Have you engaged your neighbors so they don't even build on this waterway? Because that could also be part of the problem. That's my first question.
Yes, it's true. We've engaged the neighbors. In fact, when you are standing here, you will think probably that place is that too narrow. But there is a big gutter there. We still can be able to maneuver it downstream.
I don't see it that way. It's so obvious from here that it is wider here, but as it moves down, then it becomes very narrow.
On this side and the other side, people have agreed that the gutters could be expanded.
Okay.
They've already agreed. All we need is that the MCE or the government will take action, because we cannot leave it just like that. This must be solved. We cannot wish it away. So definitely they've agreed. All the people here, residents, have agreed that this must be expanded and then channeled to the stream, not truncated over here.
Early on, before coming over to you, there was a concerned resident who wanted to also share her concern. Welcome to Metro TV. But you mentioned that the MCE, she said she wants to speak Chi, so she's able to express herself well. But you mentioned that the MCE says this place is part of the Ramsar site. The MCE, but the question is, you are saying that it isn't, and that the place is well demarcated. Do you have the site plan to then prove that indeed this place isn't a Ramsar site and a residential area, demarcated as a residential area? Do you?
In fact, I don't have the site plan, but the place cannot be demarcated and not have a site plan. Because if they had given names to the streets and then they've given names to the link roads and etc., then it has been demarcated. That time we did an electoral, registration over here at Apostolic Church. They channel people to come and then register over there. So definitely it has a site plan. The problem is that the MC is refusing to acknowledge that site plan and tells us that this place is not part of the developmental agenda of the government. But we are suffering. We are people, definitely we have families. Things are getting damaged. And sometimes, when the filth comes in like that, what happens is that people will get sick. So we have to draw the attention of government that this must be extended down there, not here. Yes.
Well made, point well made. How is the situation affecting you? Don't worry. How is it affecting you?
Me pacho me fear there. As nebura, because anytime I'm so better no, na me fear ayama. Even if say him na chi, and so better. I was say me PF me fear me them. Na me did and tumago ebese to krobi mu ansana. And so no and you go anya juma. Yet it. Gata once a woman started road. Personally, I asked the contractor who was doing the road, say, I don't know your gutter and baby, baby. They should continue the gutter. I was told that gutter no and come project. This part is not part of their project. Meanwhile, you take property rate. What kind of life is that? We have to leave the house and go and stay in somebody's house for days before we come back. Are we not part of Dansoman? What is it? If we are not part of Dansoman, they should let us know so that we'll live on our own. Thank you.
Just before you go, shall we go to your house?
Yes, exactly. I'm ready to take you to my house. Let's go.
All right. So come along as we move to her house to know exactly what the situation is. We can see an elderly woman and yet another resident who also want to share their concerns. But don't worry, let's get to the house, then you can also add up. They should tell you how well they are affected by the absence of a good drain within the neighborhood. You are watching Community Watch here on Metro TV, and we are hoping that by the end of today's edition, we shall see how best we can collectively find a lasting solution to this problem. Come along.
The house behind my house, he has similar problem. As for his house, it's worse. The next house behind the other side, it has the same problem. My sister's room, the tenant's room. Why? This is the property rate. They take rate from us every month, every year. This is it. This is it.
Let me have a look.
Yes.
So I want to see the inscription on it. We have ABWMA, which should stand for Ablekuma West Municipal Assembly, 300 Ghana cedis. The check number is there, and the date is 10/09. Yes. That's September 2020. So it must be very recent.
Very
Agnes. Yes. Okay.
That's my mother's
Payment of property rate 2020.
Thank you.
With
the
the assembly stamp.
And yan draw property rate into your coin. I was some ya got to say and so ya won't toy. We have babies in the house, we have kids, we have a less month older child in the house. No, they be so better year say. Aden yanka Ghana home. Maji esikasa munya kugata my ya my near home toy.
They are watching, and I know the municipal chief executive. We are meeting.
He was right here the other time when they were doing this gutter. I spoke to him. He pretended he wasn't the person. Nam say, I know you. You are the MCU of this area. I spoke. Nam say, you are the MC. Also, no, I'm not the one. Then he was using the.
How could he deny if indeed he was the one?
So I kept quiet and came home. Then I called the engineer who was behind doing the road. And then the engineer told me that part, this issue, I don't want to talk about it. It's an issue. They have to come out and talk about it. It's an election year, and they don't want to spoil anybody's vote for them to, because they have to put some people's voting down and stuff. We don't need that one. They should come and we are dying. We came to this house 1987. We never had these experiences apart from this current, from the June 3rd, this thing. Why? They want to kill us. They want to kill us.
So there are many residents here. I wish they could also come closer so viewers and authorities know and see that indeed it's affecting several persons. But come, look to the camera. You mentioned that earlier or previously you saw the MC and you really couldn't have a word with him because he denied being the one.
Yes.
He's watching you now. Look to the camera and speak directly to him as though he's standing right in front of you.
I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him because if he owns the area and he's the MCU of the area, he shouldn't be denying his identity. He shouldn't be denying his identity. He should come out and come and do the work because that is his work. I am not ready to talk to anybody.
So
he should come.
We
No.
shouldn't solve this problem through anger.
No, we are very angry. We are the whole area. When it starts raining, Master, you don't have any idea. If you have idea of what happens, my children will dramatize. My small boy, 4 years, Mommy, the rain is coming. Mommy, the rain is coming. Let's move from the house before the rain comes. Why? Me, I see me fear. Me to me them. Me to me them fear. Then so to I call be fiança. When we are not making property, we are just going to bottom. At Land Cruiser did them. A check of that.
But one thing is that if the MC is saying that this place originally was a Ramsar site, if you had done due diligence, perhaps you wouldn't be found in this
site, then they shouldn't take property rates. If it's truly a Ramsar site, they shouldn't bring a police station down to the area.
But granted that this is being done. But if initially, right from the onset,
it means that they have demarcated the area, they have changed the area. Before, when it was a Ramsar site, Accra wasn't broadened like this. Now it is not a Ramsar site. They have demarcated the streets. The streets has names. It means that they have site plan for it, and that we have to work, and they have to come out and work. They shouldn't be in their offices and get big names that they are the MC, they are whatever, the MP or whatever. We are not afraid of them. They should come out and work.
Right. A word from you.
Yeah, my name is Municipal. Come on, flatter me, think about toilet. I'm a toilet, think about it. Now, but what you do me a mobile? Me, it for me, yes, God, for me, what for make a forfeit. See, a slow issue, need you what MP. You get honorable. Le, up to now, Ninkable, your name. Can you benefit election? I'm about Clara, a hammy. No, you know me, down on I can vote because of your money by you. Be an annual your name, no workable your name. Can you know your inside? Call your new money in the money by Dobasian. Diagesi on roof in the Diagesi, she rode at the market fee or cover up by way. Miss Square Kumotun area me. A Kumotun, let it to what it won't let be. No to never come. She none knew you're in a cartoon metalano because I cover up a bedon. A domaka found up a beno. Because no cartoon square by this time can wear a problem at a beneke. Now, dear fear, Jemmy. MC will invite the neighbor. Neighbor care where Jemmy, she care what the problem on the ground. No go to my leg and your paper no. Your paper work, you know never call. But the real problem on the ground, no, it can wear the susu. Ninkable your name, get you no money, no etambiene. No, etambiene, no four. You want about your former airport. This DCOP, Joni, mean pele, kato window me. Egbo Joni.
The MC is watching you now.
MC here. No need me to make MC yearly. Care about what telling me to back over German. She get problem in your face or you know never call. Yeah, no want to work MC. Both MP, MC here, Akashi. Can you be an effort a grave for bien a grave famous? Oko Vanderpool, a grave famous. In Poisson Buffet, Vanderpool to me, Jamie. Midjame poor famous. No, get your fake a jay. I make sure I bag dinner.
Right, so point well made by Ni Ayi. Nyokain. Point well made by Ni Okain. We wrap up here and then bring you more of the visuals of how the situation really affects them. Right after that, we shall meet up with the Municipal Chief Executive. Welcome to the second part of the program, Community Watch, here on Metro TV with me, Gabriel, ni Obodai Atopra Atunam Togbo Ashon Kwausunu. And we are privileged to have with us the Municipal Chief Executive of Ablekuma West Municipality. And we'll be looking at the concerns raised by residents of Otojor, which you watched or listened to moments ago. You're welcome to Community Watch on Metro TV.
Thank you very much.
Right, so residents of Otojor are saying that Ablekuma West Municipality, with you in charge, has neglected them and not providing them with the amenities to make life comfortable there for them, especially drains. Honorable, is this the case?
That is not the case. I don't believe His Excellency Leonardo brought me here to overlook pertinent issues that are disturbing the citizenry. I have engaged my people at Otojor severally. I think there is a particular statement they do not want to hear at all. And it's unfortunate because I was of the view, I'm telling you the truth so that we look at the best way forward. We judge and then fashion a way forward. Unfortunately, as we speak, we don't have anything on record as a schemed area. And that is the challenge we have now. Because if it is not planned, who is to determine where a drain is supposed to be and where it is earmarked to be a recreational ground? So when I met my people, I said, look, unfortunately, you have already gone in there, but can we halt development so that we sit with the engineers and all that and look at how to fashion the whole system such that we will not have flooding there, and then we can have a proper channel for the water that comes in there. Because, truth be told, because it's on Ramsey side, it collects the water that's from, not just upstream, that area is low lying. So from Dansoman, Bawe, Malam, and all those areas, when it rains, the water settles around that area and seeps gradually into the sea. Okay? And it is such that it connects all the way to about Amasaman. You get it? So the water, after the rains, you have water flowing all the way from Amasaman down to Otojor before it seeps into the sea. So if we do not plan it properly, we are going to have this, and eventually it will not just be within Otojor, but even mainstream Dansoman is going to get flooded. That is how come now when it rains, you get a backflow, as the technical people will say it. You have a backflow such that Malam gets flooded, Awosi gets flooded, leading all the way up there. So let us do the right thing. Let us re-engineer the place if it so be, or we can do something like that to get it right. And unfortunately, my people seem not to understand where I'm coming from. And they keep going like, I said they are not on a map, or they are living in an illegal area. Or I don't get what they want to put across.
They mentioned that they are prepared to cooperate with the assembly, and they were even willing that, if possible, some of the buildings on the waterways and all that, if it becomes necessary to pull them down, they are willing, and they've engaged you on that. And now they understand that the place has been properly laid out such that there are demarcations for roads. So if indeed this is the case, then what is making the assembly hesitate to extend drains through the community?
Okay, so because we didn't have a plan for the area, we couldn't have put it in any budget that this year we are doing 10 drains there. We are doing 0.5 kilometer of drains, 1 kilometer of drains, or whatever. So in our engagement, and you can even cross-check with the chiefs. I've met the chiefs that supposedly sold the place to them. We've met about 3 times. And it is all in a plan to get a place in its proper shape. One thing my people would also have to understand is this. It is not just the assembly, that science to treaties and all that when it comes to Ramsey site and all those things. Okay, it's a whole national thing. So if we want to do anything there, EPA is supposed to be part, water, resources and whatever is supposed to be part. There are agencies, wildlife and all that are supposed to be part. I don't get up as an assembly and then straight away I just go and do whatever I want to do in there.
Honorable, first of all, we would want to have the document which shows that that place is a Ramsar site to confirm it, because it's been about your word against theirs. They are saying that it is not really the case and that place has been redemarcated and all that. So that's one, to know whether indeed that place is a Ramsar site.
Gabriel.
And two, have you...
Gabriel, not to cut you.
Okay.
It's good you are demanding that document, but you do demand the document from them indicating that the place has been rezoned.
I asked them about it.
Did you see anything?
No. But then also, I am here also seeking this from you. So issues are cleared up. And viewers who are watching will then appreciate what the situation really is. And secondly, if need be, to engage other relevant stakeholders. This issue has persisted for quite a while. Some of them have been there for several years, over 20 years or so. So what is then keeping the authorities, of which AMA and now Ablekuma West is part, from coming together to start the work? What needs to be done?
Like I said, it would demand some engagement. I set up a committee when I came into office to look at the issues. I can show you a report from the committee. I sent the report of the committees to some, if not all, the relevant agencies that have a stake in there. I have gone ahead to engage those who live within that community, not once, not twice. I've engaged the chiefs that sold out the place to the people. Some of these things do not happen overnight. So I would have to do a proper consultation or stakeholder engagement.
Another consultation and stakeholder engagement, whilst the lives of the people may be at risk. And then they were even saying that the assembly comes over to collect property rates. They showed us receipts. And they come over, the politicians come over to seek their votes. So if they are contributing their quota to national development or for the development of the municipality, and yet for drains to be provided so disaster is averted and it isn't done, and consultation will take a number of years or months to come, they feel that it becomes unfair to them.
Well, Gabriel, Ablekuma West Municipal Assembly is barely 2.5 years old. This problem became eminent barely 1.5 years ago. And we have not rested on it. Proper consultation must be done. Today, I go in there and I do something, and it comes out. Everybody sees a document that says it's a Ramsey site. What happens? Then I would have violated the document that we as a country have assented to.
If that be the case, then already there is a violation.
Yes,
as the assembly goes in there to collect property tax from them,
No, hold on.
we have receipts.
Hold on. Gabriel, hold on. Assembly. That is why we either take fees or rates for a fixed asset, as in, let's say, a house, or we take a temporal rate or fee for you citing something that can be easily removed. Once you have a property sitting anywhere within the municipality, you are supposed to pay.
If it's not supposed to be there, you go in and clear it than to go and then take rates from them.
But remember, I told
Because
you,
if it is illegality, the assembly as a statutory body shouldn't condone that, shouldn't allow that to happen and be taking the money.
remember, I told you from the onset that it's an inherited problem. I don't even believe Honorable Ajesowa started doing his days. He also inherited it from Honorable Okovandapoy. Yes. Okay, so it's been a problem that we need to solve.
It's the issue beyond the assembly.
It is. Like I told you, there are other bodies involved. So you engage all the other bodies involved. You can't say you're just taking an
Do you
initiative.
believe you are doing enough and perhaps they are not contributing their quota to make this happen? Because there appears to be bitterness between, especially within the residents. And viewers, you watched some of the residents and the utterances they made.
If your building was beyond the red line and it so happens that it is not a Ramsey site, right, and your building was demolished, what would be your reaction?
It shouldn't take long for the assembly to really establish that this place is a Ramsar site or otherwise. So it even appears that now as we speak, we are not still certain whether that place is a Ramsar site or otherwise.
I am 100% certain. I am 100% certain.
So if it is and you've given demarcation and a red line, then those developing beyond the red line must go. If that is now becoming the problem, they must go.
And do they know where the red line is? Did they show you where the red line is? You see, unfortunately, and like I said earlier, if you and I were in their shoes, probably we would have reacted more than they are reacting now. I share their sentiments, but I would beg of them, let's continue to engage till we get a holistic solution to the problem. And don't let us look at it like what is happening just today, and then we look for a temporary solution, and then what happens tomorrow?
They've mentioned that they are willing to cooperate. But now the question is, what's the way forward? Day in, day out, the development keeps progressing and the whole area is being covered with concrete. So the situation, if authorities do not act, because some of the residents we spoke with are willing to cooperate and engage with the appropriate authorities. But even as we speak now, I am not seeing all the stakeholders you've mentioned really intervening, because if indeed they are all involved in this and we've given timelines, we should be seeing results. But unfortunately, it appears not to be the case. And the lives of some of those living there are being risked. Honorable, what should be the way forward? What could be the timelines?
They would see some results pretty shortly. We even agreed that they should halt the sale of lands in there. The task force, the police, and all that have been involved. There have been times where the police just go in there to arrest vehicles that bring materials to dump for people to build in there. You embark on that exercise for about a week. You decide to concentrate on something else, and so
you demolish them, because they could even come at night. So if you come
we have demolished some before, if they will tell you the truth. We have demolished some houses before. And the sad bit is, you go to sleep, and before you wake up the next morning, the house has sprung up.
We wouldn't want to see a situation where after today, we come back next year or some months back and still be discussing the same challenges. How best, in all sincerity, do you think this problem could be solved so that the amenities, the drains could be fixed for the people?
Trust me, if we didn't have good intentions for the people, we probably wouldn't have started all that we've gone through. We've gone through a lot. We are still in the process. And I can assure you, come next year, we are going to have a finality to the situation in Otojor. So if my people there would bear with me, I don't know which of your cameras to look to.
Please speak with them. Speak with them. You know, interestingly, at some point, I told one of them to address you, to give you a message, and said, I won't talk to Honorable. So please, they are watching you. Talk to them. Which camera should Honorable? Okay, so please talk to them. Give them some assurance.
I would want to tell my people living in Otojor that if we didn't have the will and the wish, and if there's any adjective to qualify it, to solve the situation there, we wouldn't have started. And they know, and like you rightly said, we have engaged them severally. I'm telling them we have engaged the chiefs, because they may not know that we have engaged the chiefs. We have engaged the chiefs. We are in the process of engagement with all the agencies that have a role to play in there. Trust me, come next year, we will bring a finality to the situation in Otojor. And this I can say with all my heart and with all my might, that come next year, we will bring a finality to the situation down there, so that when the clouds start gathering, you would be able to walk into your room and sleep soundly, and not be thinking the rains are going to enter your home and your room to destroy the property you have acquired with your sweat and blood.
Very assuring, and I know that we are making progress. Thank you very much, Honorable. We end here. Next year we shall be here, and we'll play Honorable's bite, and then commend the Assembly, commend him, and praise him if indeed finality is brought. And we are hoping that it sure would be the case. We end it all here. If you have challenges within your communities, or even doing something extraordinary, transforming lives of people or transforming your community, invite us over to highlight, so together we can build our nation. This has been Community Watch with me, Gabriel Ni Obodai Atopra Atunam Tobo Ashon Kwao Sonu.